Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Let's see what the game gives me today. We've got the Arms Dealer. Okay, well, Arms Dealer is sort of inherently random weapons, but again, a character that we haven't beaten on the Abyss yet, so let's go ahead and jump in and see if we can manage it. Pistol, of course, not a great starting weapon, but it does have piercing, so you can kill two enemies with a single pistol shot, so you can get a little more value by doing that. Ideally, you want to line it up so that you're always hitting multiple enemies. Now, I am operating at a bit of a disadvantage today because I cut my hand, but it's my mouse hand, so I'm just not going to be doing manual aiming, but we should still be able to move. But if we need to manual aim with some of the weapons that we've got, we're just going to have to pretend we're on mobile and playing with the disadvantage from that. Let's go ahead and roll here. I'm going to look for harvesting if I can find it. Roll one more time. Didn't find any harvesting. I could take ranged damage. I could take anything else. I'm just going to take ranged damage. The Arms Dealer tends to want to build both ranged and melee damage so that you can use either kind of weapon depending on what shows up in the shop. And range damage tends to be more important than melee. Most melee weapons have higher base damage, whereas ranged weapons really need you to increase their damage before they actually do stuff. So starting with a little bit can be helpful. I'm also just going to take the attack speed. Attack speed is good no matter what weapon we end up with, so we're always happy with that. Take the Gentle Alien here. I'm not that inspired by either of these weapons, so we're just going to roll and we're going to go for a different weapon for Wave 2. Sure, a Lightning Shiv, that will help with a bunch of AoE damage, and a Quarterstaff is nice as well. Scared Sausage, also a great find for the Arms Dealer. What we're looking for is ways to deal damage sort of no matter what weapon set we have. So we're going to take the Scared Sausage here, and then do I want the Penguin? I think I probably don't want to lock Penguin. I'd rather hold this out for more powerful economy items. And I'll take a Quarterstaff as well. The small amount of XP gain that we get from the Quarterstaffs is relevant here, so we're going to pick those up. It's only a tiny, tiny little bit, but every bit of value you can get from your weapons that stays into the next waves is worth it. For 2 materials here, 4 weapons should be plenty to clear the wave and not give up any wave clear, but would I spend 3 materials on 2% XP gain next wave, like if I just found another Quarterstaff? Probably not. So I think with 1 item locked, I'm going to reroll anyways. There's a decent chance we can lock a good item, and we got lucky and managed to lock Corrupted Shard, which is a great item. I'm not going to bother buying another weapon here. We've got plenty. Neither of those I felt were worth locking in the shop. Arms Dealer, there's a trick you can use in order to only have to build either melee or ranged weapons. And that's that you can lock weapons in the shop and then buy that kind of weapon. If you have a melee weapon, you're more likely to find more melee weapons. If you have a ranged weapon, you're more likely to find more ranged weapons. So by locking a weapon in the shop, you can buy it before re-rolling and manipulate your shops to get the kind of weapon that you want. I don't think we actually need to do that for this character, but it is an important tool to be aware of when at this current moment. But it's an important tool to be aware of depending on what direction our build ends up going and how much in the way of each damage type we end up finding. I'm going to take 2 armor here. Just finding the level 2 armor upgrade is obviously really nice, and then we'll buy both of these. Plank is an okay item for wave clear. The spiky shield I'm not that excited by. I think I'm going to roll past both of these. We want weapons that give us bonuses, so ideally I would find something like a support weapon like the loot here, and this can give us a bonus in future in this shop. I'm also going to take the Corrupted Shard, and I'm going to roll and see if we can find another loot. I missed, so I'll take a Slingshot. Hand gives me harvesting for this wave, so that's also really good. Charcoal I'm going to lock because I actually want to get like 2 or 3 more weapons this wave, because the hand doesn't really contribute to our wave clear, and the other 2 weapons aren't great for it either. Yeah, we'll take a revolver and an SMG. That's totally fine. And do I think these 4 weapons will be enough for wave 3? Probably. I don't think I need to do a reroll. We've got a bunch of good items locked as well. 4 weapons, of course, because I'm not counting the hand as a real weapon. So the best way to think of Arms Dealer is you are looking for ways to make the character more consistent, no matter whether you find good weapons or not in the shop. So you're looking for ways to find, to do damage that don't involve having to kill things with your weapons. Things like Alien Eyes, things like Baby Elephant and Cyberball are very, very useful for this character. Here I'll take 10% attack speed. Of course, we're very happy to get an attack speed bonus. And then I'm going to roll again. I kind of want to find more harvesting. I could also just take the elemental damage here. We do have the Scared Sausage, and that's a good way to clear enemies. Let's roll one more time, and I'll just take the 8 harvesting. Just want to get that going right away. Going to buy all of these items. And Cacti Club, that'll give me a free reroll. It's a fine weapon because we have a Scared Sausage as well, so it'll help with that. Hand, I'm usually going to buy because it gives me harvesting. So we are effectively getting the hand for free here. The Taser is a support weapon that can also help us kill stuff, and that's going to give us more harvesting. Tentacle, I don't really care that much about. Usually, you don't know that you're going to be able to build critical hit chance with the weapon set that you have, so you tend not to want things like Tentacle. Take the Taser. I'll lock Snake, because we are going to be doing Scared Sausage stuff. And Small Fish, I do want... Is it worth locking? I really need more weapons, so I could buy the Medical Gun. I could roll for another weapon. I think I'm going to buy the Medical Gun. I'm going to lock the Small Fish. I'm going to roll, and we'll just buy the Slingshot here. Cake I'll lock as well. So we've ended up with a pretty odd weapon set, but it includes a bunch of harvesting, so we're kind of growing our character's power regardless. When you buy harvesting on a weapon or an item that then goes away, you do lose the harvesting, of course, after it disappears, but you keep the harvesting growth. So if we hit a breakpoint where we're growing our harvesting by more, then it's very helpful to have increased our harvesting, because then we will keep the extra harvesting that we'll have generated by doing that. Didn't quite manage to get the second Curse Alien there. I didn't see it where it spawned early enough, and I would have liked to get it, but we didn't manage to. Attack speed, a very high priority typically on the Arms Dealer, because basically every weapon benefits from attack speed, and you don't know what weapons you're going to have. And I'll take 7 crit chance, because a level 3 upgrade is too good to pass up on. Go ahead and buy all of these. Quarterstaff, yeah, that's fine. We'll grab that. In these early shops, we don't care that much about what weapon we're using. We just want to make sure we've got 6. Take the Slingshot and the Quarterstaff. Pearl, I will lock. Sharp Tooth, I'm going to pass on. We don't have any lifesteal, so it's not a significant increase to our damage. Take another Staff. The Hatchet, we can pass on. And I'm going to just roll past Sharp Bullet as well. Sure, we'll take Stick. It's not great, but it's fine, and it lets me buy Stick. Loot does debuff the enemies for more damage, and we'll take a Beanie also. You really want to have lots of other stats because your weapons are going to be so weak, so you need to be stronger in terms of your other stats in order to make the character function. Ideally, we would find something like a Pocket Factory to spread the Scared Sausage burning around. Other constructs would be really nice. We've ended up more melee build than ranged build for most of these waves, which hasn't been great for Scared Sausage, which obviously prefers ranged weapons, but we're still clearing the waves pretty well, and we're not dying, we're building our economy, so I'm feeling like this Arms Dealer run is going fine. A lot of people really hate this character. I personally don't mind it. I think it's a really interesting challenge, having to figure out how you're building your character every wave. Take the 10 harvesting there. Ghost Flint is another good one, as is Brick. Brick is a very efficient weapon, so buying it, and if it breaks, so much the better. We got 30 materials and didn't lose anything because the weapon was going to go away anyways. I'll take the Ghost Flint also. We can maybe squeeze out 1 point of attack speed from it. And I'm buying the Pearl here, mostly for fun, but also because luck is typically pretty good for the Arms Dealer, so we will be buying that. We'll take a Ghost Flint and another Brick. I'm going to pass on Spiky Shield. Sickle. this is probably fine because I do want to get another weapon here. We're guaranteed to roll one more weapon, so I'm going to buy the Corrupted Shard. Finding a lot of these is really nice as well. I'll lock the Weird Food. I'll lock the Charcoal. I think the elemental damage is good enough, and then I'll roll, take a Scissors, and Small Magazine, also great. So we've got a bunch of good items locked. Getting to 6 weapons is the most important part here, and then we'll worry about what weapons we have in later waves. Would love to see one of these bricks break, especially the level 2 brick. That would be awesome. So I'm trying to just hit as many things as possible so that the brick has the maximum chance of breaking. Hey, there goes one. Nice. Don't think we're going to be able to... Oh, I was just about to say I don't think we're going to get an attack speed from the Ghost Flint, and then we immediately got one. So I would say we've managed to generate a decent amount of lasting value from our weapons so far, which is pretty good. Here, I'll just take 8% damage. More percent damage is nice. I do want the max HP. I want the elemental damage. I think our max HP is low enough. I just kind of have to take that. And then I'm going to buy all of these items. Roll here. We'll take a quarterstaff. Another dangerous bunny is really nice, but if I buy it, I don't think I'll be able to buy enough weapons. So I'm just going to lock it. I'll lock the toxic sludge as well. Then I'm going to roll here and we'll buy some weapons. Sure, the sickle, the level 3 sickle isn't my favorite here because it costs 10 materials, which is a lot to spend on a weapon for this character. But I think we just need to buy all the weapons we see, so we're just going to do that. Spent a lot on weapons this wave, which is kind of what you want to avoid on the arms dealer. You don't want to end up having to spend all of your materials just replacing your weapons every wave, which means you need to boost your economy, but also that you need to make do with cheaper weapons. I think one way that people can get themselves in trouble on this character is if they try to build really exciting looking weapons all the time and roll for specific weapons that they like. And that of course is harder to do if you're newer to the game, because there may just be weapons that you haven't played with before. You might not be used to how you have to move when you have a weird mix of weapons. So it's very understandable, but just getting used to playing with a weird mix of weapons, you don't want to roll for specific ones. Just take what the shops give you, and you'll have a much better time on the arms dealer. We'll take 9 speed because it's a higher level upgrade. Sharp Tooth, I am going to pass on just because this weapon's so inefficient for actually doing damage. I think we can get away with buying both of these and still fill out our weapon set, so we'll do this and this. Lock both of these items, those are both great, but I can't buy them yet because I need weapons. Eye Surgery, we still have the Scared Sausage. We're not doing much in the way of burning damage yet. I think I'm going to pass on the Eye Surgery for now. I just want to make sure I'm actually getting some weapons online, and we'll get to 6 weapons again, and leave these 2 items locked. I definitely need some regeneration before we fight the Elite. Our other stats are pretty good, but we're going to need a really high damage weapon or a bunch of healing in order to fight the Elite. So what we roll into is going to matter a lot on that wave, and whether we have the defensive stats in place to be able to run away from it if we get a bad weapon set is going to matter a lot. I will also say we haven't found the items that we are really looking for this build yet. Things like Baby Elephant and Cyberball are really nice, which incidentally is part of why I bought the Pearl for this character, because we want to prioritize luck once we have those items, and even in advance of having those items, so that we can make the best use of the additional damage that we get from them, because that's a big help to your wave clear with this character. I'm curious how much extra XP we've gotten from quarterstaffs this run. We've managed to pick up a lot. I'm going to roll here, and I'll take 8% damage. I just wanted a level 2 upgrade of some kind. The baby squid will help, as will the barnacle. Can I get both and still have weapons? I think so. So I'm just going to buy both of these. The plasma sledge, this is good enough to just help clear the wave on its own. So this is a real nice find, because we don't need to have 6 weapons if we've got one AoE weapon that's really strong. Do I want the spoon or the taser? I probably should just buy the spoon. We'll get 10 materials back worth of kills from it, so I'm just going to pick it up. Mastery, we're going to pass on. Boiling water, though, I'll take. And Hedgehog, I will take. Guess I can roll again because it's free. And Tentacle, we're going to keep passing on. So ideally, we want a weapon that's really good at killing bosses for the next wave. Or for the elite wave. So what we would want to find is something like a minigun or a blunderbuss, one of the weapons that helps you kill elites really, really fast. And if we find one in the next couple waves, I'm just going to lock it to make sure that we have the right weapon for the boss wave. That's the most important thing for this character, is making sure that you've got the right weapon for the wave that you need it for. Oh, it took 2 hits there, and I don't have a lot of regeneration, so I do need to be kind of careful. The plasma sledge is doing fine, but almost died there as well. So I need to back off. I misplayed this wave quite a bit, I have to say, so we're not going to be able to pick up as many materials this wave as I'd like, because I took a lot of extra damage, so I had to leave a lot of materials on the ground. Take the lungs here. Excellent find for regen. We definitely need regen. And then we'll buy out this whole shop. Roll again. Torch is probably not worth it. Little frog. I wouldn't mind the little frog, but it is pretty expensive and might mean that we don't get our whole weapon set online. I think we can still buy it. We can buy the torch, and then we can roll here. Buy another torch. Alien Eyes we want for more damage. Scar we want. Saltwater I'm going to pass on, and I'll just keep buying torches, I guess. We'll buy a potato. We can roll here because we're always going to get a weapon, so we can just roll and then buy whatever shows up. And this way we make sure we have at least 6 weapons for wave 10. It's possible I should have combined 2 of these torches, actually gotten a level 2 torch, because it would do more burning damage, and the burning damage from the 3 torches doesn't stack. But just having 6 weapons is such a big help. With only 5 regen, I do need to be kind of careful, but we've got good consumable heal at least. And while last wave didn't go great, as long as I don't just get myself fully wiped out this wave, we should be fine. That Cursed Lamprey, though, is a real challenge for us. We kill single target enemies very slowly with this set of weapons. So I took a lot of extra damage from that guy, and now I'm going to end up leaving some materials on the ground again, which is fine. We can recover from that, but definitely would have preferred to have these 60 materials in my inventory. Cyberball, great, of course. The crit chance, I think I'm going to roll here. I think we can do better. Yeah, 20% attack speed, definitely. And then here, let's take 4 armor. My armor's quite low, so I really want to improve that. Take this and this. Can I afford the Alien Eyes and still get weapons? Yes. The weapons might not be great, but that doesn't matter that much because we're going to be building... We have a bunch of extra damage now from our random other items. So I'll take a rock here. Poisonous Tonic I do want, so I'll lock that. Roll again. A Cursed Taser is kind of a nice weapon. Do I want to lock that for the boss wave, next wave? So, Cursed Taser does 60 damage a shot. And attacks every half second. Honestly, I think I am going to lock that for next wave. The problem with doing that is that means that when I reroll here, I'm not guaranteed to see a weapon, because the Arms Dealer guarantees 1 weapon in the shop. But if we have a weapon locked, then we won't necessarily find another weapon. So if I take the Jousting Lance, I could buy the Small Fish. That would help kill the elite as well. I think I am going to do that. I'm going to roll, and if we end up with only 4 weapons this wave, I think that's fine. So we'll take the Grenade Launcher here as well, and then the turret. This will help with Scared Sausage, so I'll lock that also. I'm less worried about this wave because wave 11, typically on the Abyss, you don't get that much money anyways. So the thing that I actually really care about for this wave is making sure that we are set up for next wave. rather than trying to maximize my wave clear, as long as we survive this wave. And the grenade launcher that we found does help as well, of course. Taking a few extra hits, though, because I only have 4 weapons, which makes it harder to clear enemies before they contact you. And we got a lot of cursed enemies at the start of this wave. The extra regen from the baby squid is a pretty big deal for this character as well. Okay, I want to go to the left there and break that tree if I can before the end of the wave. So let's run down here and kill it. Okay, didn't get a crate, but it was still worth it. And we actually made 400 materials despite me having only 4 weapons. So not bad there. Take the luck and we'll take taser. Hiking pole I don't think is going to help us burst down the elite. Poisonous tonic will. Turret I'll grab. I'm going to roll here. Do I just want more tasers? I can potentially just slow the elite down, too. So if I just buy a bunch of tasers, we can also just try not killing it and just slow it to a crawl. Metal detector, I'm going to lock, but I need to get more items here. Landmines, I do want also, so we'll lock those, but I need to find more weapons that do something. Loot could potentially help us kill it. Fist is pretty good at killing elites as well, so I'll pick that up. And laser gun also very good at killing elites. So now I can buy the landmines because we found a bunch of weapons. Do I throw in a reroll and see if there's something here that would help me kill the elite faster? I'm going to, just in case. Flute is actually kind of fun against when you're a low damage setup like this, because it can help you charm enemies. The way that the flute works, you are able to kill enemies much sooner because you can hit them when they're at 70% health and effectively kill them rather than having to whittle their health all the way down to 0. So flute could be very useful for reducing other enemies. So I could maybe sell the taser and pick up the flute. I think I'm fine though, so I'm gonna just lock the landmines, and I don't care enough about these weapons to buy either of them. We're just gonna go to the elite wave. So I'm gonna test my damage. I have no idea if we can actually kill the elite here, but it kind of looks like we can. The cursed taser's a lot of damage, and the loot debuff is really very relevant. I did take an extra hit there. This elite is somewhat challenging for a short-ranged build like this, but as long as I can keep the loot debuff on it and just not get hit by it over and over again, I think we should have the damage to kill it. And that came down to locking that cursed taser there, right? So important to keep an eye out for opportunities like that in each of these shops. I need to wait for its triple attack to finish, and then we can go back in for more damage to it, and then wait for the triple attack to finish, go back in for more damage to it. The group of lampreys that I just spawned might cost us the elite kill here. Can we get it right before the end of the wave? Come on. Ah, you stupid thing. Okay, I got it. Ow. I had to click there. I forgot that I had cut my finger. But we got it, so worth it. Cursed heavy bullets, obviously worth killing the elite for that. That's incredible. Amazing item, especially if we find more ranged damage weapons. So we'll take that for sure. And we'll take 20% attack speed. The other thing that we've done here is invest very heavily in attack speed, because no matter what weapon we get, it's always good. And killing elites is often where this character struggles. So having really high attack speed is typically what governs how fast you kill elites or not. So making sure that we have that is going to help to kill the elites without us having any difficulties. I think we can get away with the peacock here. I'm going to take that. We've got 2 decent weapons already. The pruner and the hatchet, I think we'll pass on. I'll take the head injury. I'll roll. Flamethrower, sure, that's a good one. We have only 1% lifesteal, but flamethrower could help out. Hunting trophy is a decent way to gain some economy. Pile of books, I don't think we care about, though. Although I guess we have 3 constructs. I'll lock the pile of books because we have the hunting trophy. Otherwise, I wouldn't take this. Then I need more damage. Do I just want the taser? Because we have the peacock, so I need weapons that'll help keep me safe. I'll take the taser. I'll roll here. And I'll take the plank and the mace. I just need to make sure we've got weapons. But I am going to reroll to see if we can get something a little better than this set. The mace here. Oh, yeah, my attack speed is... I shouldn't have bought the mace. My attack speed's too high for mace to be good. So that was a terrible purchase. But will just have to live with it, I think. I can't upgrade the mace or anything for value here. So hopefully I don't die in this peacock wave. It's gonna use the flamethrower is the plan here as our primary killing stuff tool. This wave would be a lot safer if I had like 5% lifesteal, and it can be worth investing in just a little lifesteal on the arms dealer in order to make weapons like flamethrower or minigun, if you find them, better. Really fast attacking weapons with lifesteal, of course, will just win a wave for you, and you really want to give yourself as many opportunities for one weapon to be enough for winning the wave as possible, because otherwise you need to find like multiple good weapons. But if all you need is one flamethrower and you'll at least survive, then you only need to find that in order to do well. So a little bit of lifesteal does go a long way on this character. I wouldn't rely on it as my primary healing method, but it can be very helpful. Because we got the hunting trophy, I'll take the sunglasses. Rip and Tear, this is amazing for the arms dealer, typically a very good find, because again, we're looking for sources of damage that don't come from our weapons, and obviously the cursed Rip and Tear is one such source that's excellent here. Take 20 more luck and more percent damage. I kind of need more defensive stats, so I might re-roll this actually. With 60 luck, I feel like we can get a good level 3 upgrade. Alright, I'll take 20 more luck. But I do need more defensive stats. Oh, I did lock a bunch of... For some reason, I had it in my head that we had the elite on 15, not on 14. So, I kind of need to find weapons that will help me kill the elite. That means I'm going to not buy Pile of Books. This is kind of a luxury item anyways. Same with Baby Gecko, and I'm just going to roll here. I'm looking for weapons. I'll take the flamethrower, that's good. I'll take the tree as well. Roll again. Flute, ghost axe. Do I care about any of these? I'll take the ghost axe. I'm going to roll here. I really want ranged weapons. Harpoon gun attacks so slowly, but does do decent damage because we have really high ranged damage. So I'll take that. I'll take the knife. Knife with its high crit damage can be very good against the elites as well. I may end up selling some of these weapons if we roll into better ones. Cursed laser gun, of course, a great find against the elite. Forgetting what wave you have elites on is a real danger when you're playing this character. I'll buy the shuriken, but I'm looking to sell some of these weapons if possible. Piggy bank can be useful in the arms dealer if you get it earlier, because you often just buy your weapons and leave an expensive item locked in the shop, and so you often end up with a little bit of extra money. This late, it's not really worth it. I'll take a laser gun here over the shuriken, because that will just help me kill the elite, and the shuriken I don't think is doing much for us, so we'll just buy this. Alright, do I want the revolver also, actually? Revolver is pretty good DPS against the elite. I could sell the ghost axe. Yeah, I'm going to sell the ghost axe for the revolver, because I just want to kill the elite as fast as possible. Having a drink of beer before we go fight this guy. But because I invested into really high damage weapons this wave, we should be killing the elite really fast. And we got it. Feels a little bad to leave the pile of books behind, but I wanted the most chances to roll into good weapons for this wave, because we just need them to fight the elite. Ashes, so it will cost us 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's 5 armor for 20% damage and attack speed. The 100 range isn't totally irrelevant either. How good a trade is that? Honestly, think our damage is fine, and I need the armor more, so I'm going to recycle the ashes. Feels bad to recycle the level 4 item, of course. Hey, we hit the 3% chance and got an extra pearl. That's really nice. Could start building dodge, but I'm actually going to build regen. Our character is pretty weak in terms of healing right now, so that's what I most want to fix. We're just going to take a little regen and a little lifesteal, and that will get our character back on track in terms of our healing. I need more max HP as well. Plant, even though I do want some lifesteal, is still an efficient way to buy regeneration, so we'll pick that up. Take the lantern. Loot or ghost axe. Ghost axe can maybe give me like 1 or 2% damage if we hit enough enemies with it. I'll take both of these, I guess. I'll roll here. Okay, we probably won't get value off of the ghost axe, but I will still buy the shotguns. Those will just help us clear the wave. I'll buy the plant. Javelin, I think we can pass on. I think we can do better than that. I'll take another shotgun and an incendiary turret, lock the sunglasses, and roll again. And we'll take another ghost axe. This, again, is a weird weapon set, but with very high attack speed and percent damage and all the other ways we have of doing damage, we should be just fine. Saltwater, again, I'm going to pass on. I don't really want to reduce my elemental damage, and I just don't think that the saltwater is giving us that much here. So I need max HP, I need armor. Kind of the stats we need the most right now. More damage, of course, would be really nice as well, but right now, I think we are okay on damage and just need defensive stats, because I am in a position where if I take, like, 2 hits, then we die. I guess 3 hits, then we die, and we don't heal fast enough to make to make healing up between 3 hits a realistic proposition at the present. So either I need to boost my healing so that we don't take 3 hits in a row, or I need to boost my armor and HP so that those 3 hits hurt less. Okay, well, Grind's Magical Leaf is a great find for that. It's going to give us a bunch of the stats that we need. Reroll there. I'll take the level 3 damage upgrade because I do need damage as well. Here, I'm just going to buy out this shop. We'll get a free reroll. We get some okay weapons. It's fine. It's a bit late for hand now. It was good earlier, but we don't care as much about it. I will take Hedgehog, though. I'll grab the Revolver. Stick doesn't do that much without other sticks, so you've probably noticed I'm passing on Stick a lot. Take this. I'll take this. Scissors is fine. We'll just grab that. Cursed Rock. Do I want the Cursed Rock? I guess it's a lot of damage. Probably more damage than, like, this Icicle. So I'm going to sell the Icicle. I'll buy the Cursed Rock. I will lock the Sharp Bullet. Sharp Bullet's really interesting for the arms dealer, because sometimes you get a shotgun or something that's terrible with it. Sometimes you get a submachine gun or something that's really good with it, so it can be good or bad. I think I'm going to pass on it, actually, but I will reroll and see if we can find another good weapon or item. Take the campfire here. Will leveling up my rock be worth 16 materials this next wave? Probably not. I think we're just going to pass. I need to get in range of the sword, because the sword's actually a lot of our damage, so it's our best weapon this wave, so I need to make sure I'm actually playing in melee range. When you have a weird mix of ranged and melee weapons like this, you typically want to just pretend that you're a melee character. Just play as though you are in melee range, because then you don't have to think about the varying ranges of your weapons. You can just, play it as though you are just only using your shortest ranged weapon, and you'll be just fine. I go up here and kill these curse aliens, and then sweep through the middle, get a couple more curse alien kills before the end if we can. Got one of them, but not the other, but that's fine. Bean Teacher, do I want this? We have 45% XP gain. We're level 23. I think the Bean Teacher is actually worth it, because it's going to get me to level 25 earlier, and might mean that we hit 30, which would be really nice. Let's roll here. elemental damage, luck, armor. I'm going to roll again, actually. I feel like I just need defensive stats, so I would love the 10 melee damage as well, but we're going to take 16 HP here. Cursed Mace would be kind of nice, except that our attack speed's too high to use the mace. And in fact, do I want the banner? I probably do. And then I got a reroll. We'll take a spear. I'll take a fist. Those are fine. Fried rice could be useful depending on our setup. Oh, no, wait. We have an incendiary turret. So I'm going to take the fried rice. Do I buy it here? That will mean fewer weapons this wave, because I won't be able to afford 4 more weapons. So I'm going to lock the fried rice. I'll roll here. I'll take a spear. I'll take a turret. I'll roll again. First knife I'm going to lock, because I want that for the elite wave coming up. But we'll take laser gun, defective steroids, 1 more reroll. Oh, right. I had a weapon locked in the shop. So I did exactly the thing that I talked about earlier, where you have a weapon locked in the shop and you don't want to do that, because then you're not guaranteed a weapon. So I rolled thinking, okay, I'll find something for 27. We'll go with 5 weapons and that'll be fine. What instead I should have done is not buy the defective steroid, so we had more rerolls and we could find more weapons. Now I'm left with an awkward choice. Do I think I can get through the next wave because of my mistake? Do I think I can get through the next wave with only 4 weapons, or do I really need this knife and just have to give up on it for the elite wave? I think the answer is that I do need it, so I'm going to buy it. Really unfortunate here, because this would have been a perfect weapon to fight an elite with, but I think it's fine. Treasure map we're actually going to pass on. I love this item. I think it's incredibly strong, but I'm just going to need to roll for weapons, and we already have an item that we want locked. So, and we don't really need that much more economy before the end of the run. We just need to make sure that our weapon set is keeping up. So we can afford to pass on economy items like treasure map. This late, it might not even pay for itself. It probably will, but getting like 1 item out of the treasure map or 2 items out of the treasure map, I don't think is worth potentially not having enough rerolls to find weapons to fight the elite. And I think that the fried rice is going to be more useful for us in the next wave if we're buying a non-weapon item, because it's just so much regen that it'll help us stay alive against the elite, which is, of course, is really important. And fried rice works with incendiary turret. That's why I mentioned that. Very, very powerful combination, because incendiary turret is going to set a lot of enemies on fire. Very happy to take improved tools. We'll take the regen here. And then, so I don't want the screwdriver. I'm going to hold the fried rice for now, and I'm going to roll. I'm really looking for weapons that are good against elites. So I'm going to roll again. Cursed medical gun. I don't want more medical guns, but I'm going to take this because cursed weapons are typically, you should just buy them against elites. SMG is good. That's fine. I'll lock the blindfold, and I'm going to keep re-rolling. Here's the problem with buying the medical gun, is now we're going to find more of them, but I think that's okay. Gonna roll here. Sharp bullet is pretty good for medical gun. Fist is good against elites, so we'll grab that. This is gonna look like a weird chop because we have all these items we could buy that we're locking, but we're basically just rolling for weapons, and I don't know how much I'm gonna have to spend on weapons, so I'd rather lock items that I know are gonna be good and then find weapons that we can use here. And then if we have enough money, we can buy those items. I'll take the scissors, I think, and then roll 1 more time. These rerolls are getting brutal, so we're gonna have to fight this with a fairly weak weapon set, but I think we'll just take the shredder. We'll take the fried rice to try to stay alive, and we're just gonna have to hope that the SMG and the cursed weapons can get there, and if not, we have decent healing because we got the fried rice and everything, so we can just run away from the elite if it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to kill it. But because we're so far ahead on stat, even with very weak weapons, I think we should be okay. Gonna have to back off here because I took a bunch of extra damage. Unfortunately, we did get a very bad spawn also on our incendiary turret, so the fried rice isn't giving me as much healing as I'd like. If that was more central, we'd be getting like 10 or 15 regen out of it, but since it's down there in the corner, we're usually only getting a couple points. But we had enough damage, we were able to kill the elite regardless, so it all works out. And that's the kind of shop discipline that you need in order to play Arms Dealer, is you have to recognize when you just need to roll for weapons in order to beat an upcoming wave or an upcoming elite. Robot Arm, this is going to be worth 3 melee and 3 engineering for -1 HP. I guess that's worth it. We don't have enough armor to make Stone Skin good, so I'm going to recycle it. Do I want 21% damage? That's a ton of damage. I could also take 10 melee damage, because the base damage of our weapons is what's holding us back at this point. I think I'm going to just take the percent damage. Percent damage is pretty good for this build still. Take the tree, toxic sludge. I'm going to take rock. I'll just grab just so we have a weapon. What weapon we have this wave doesn't matter as much. Mouse I'm going to pick up as well, because the mouse will increase our healing dramatically by putting more enemies on the field and giving us lifesteal. It makes us much more likely to be able to lifesteal at any given moment. I do want the Shady Potion. I'm going to pass on Treasure Map again. I would definitely want Jerky. Whistle, it's too late for. I'll just take the stick just as a primitive weapon, and sure, I'll take the Slingshot. I just want weapons that can help against this next wave. SMG, I do think, is good enough to lock going into the boss wave, especially because that means that we will roll into more ranged weapons, and we have more ranged than melee damage. So, by buying the SMG, I manipulate my shop into being better for us as we go into the boss wave. SMG is also a good single-target DPS weapon. Makes us more likely to roll into really good ones like Laser Gun or Revolver as well. So even a slightly more central spawn on the incendiary turret, you can see we're getting a lot more regeneration out of the fried rice. Taking a few extra hits here, so I do need to be a little more cautious. The cursed enemies are pretty dangerous. I do want to make my way through the center of the arena, though, before it ends, so that I can pick up some of those materials. It's our last chance to do that. We'll take the blindfold, take some regen. I'm going to reroll here. I will take just more regeneration. If we can just survive against the elites, then I think we'll be in good shape. Actually, Shady Potion, we do have 2 pearls, so this is worth 2% damage, but is that worth buying? Probably not. I think I'm going to pass on it, and I'm going to roll. Take an SMG. I'll roll past the rest of this stuff. We'll just take more submachine guns. Looks like we're just an SMG build for the last boss wave, so that's fine. We will take the extra damage as well. And Icicle, that's every half second for 85 damage. Nowhere close to as much damage as our other weapons do, so we're going to pass on it. I will take the Lemonade. That's good healing, though. Cursed Tyler, not terrible. I wish we found higher level weapons here. I can't afford to buy the Cursed Tyler, though, because I need to find more weapons. Okay, there we go. We got the submachine gun, and probably I can combine these and buy a Shredder. Let's go ahead and do that. Roll one more time, because I'm, again, just looking for higher level and more powerful weapons for this last wave. And this is not the best weapon set you've ever seen, but should be more than adequate, I think, to kill the bosses with. Let's give it a try. Also relevant, of course, that we got really fast attacking weapons after we'd been building some lifesteal, so that's why I recommend building at least some lifesteal on this character. Because one of the best ways to fight the bosses is to have fast attacking weapons with lifesteal as your healing methods. And you're often going to prioritize things like submachine gun or SMG on boss fighting waves. With the whale boss out of the way, we can just sort of circle around the serpent boss and it can't hit us. And there we go. We have defeated the arms dealer on the Abyss. So I think that was a pretty a pretty good sample of an arms dealer run. I think we did pretty much everything the way you're supposed to with this character, and the type of strategy that I'm using is what you should be looking to do. Find things that do damage that aren't weapons, so that you can use those to clear the wave. Make sure that you can take advantage of what the shops give you. Make sure that you're locking powerful weapons for difficult waves so that you can kill elites and horde waves. Because the way that you lose with this character is by just not rolling into the weapons you need before you go into a boss wave. And by locking weapons in advance, you can manipulate the shop to give you the weapons that you need. Dangerous Bunnies saved us 400, actually fairly low, but this was a kind of low economy version of the arms dealer. We didn't end up getting a lot of early harvesting, which is one way you can snowball your economy. 50k damage from Scared Sausage. 15 regen from the Baby Squid, obviously amazing. And 15 levels from the Barnacle, a huge amount of bonus stats there. Only 25k on the Cyberball. We didn't get that much luck until quite a bit later in the run, but Cyberball's still pretty good. Small amounts of damage for the turrets and landmines. Those were mostly to apply fire. Only 25k from the Cursed Rip and Tear as well, so really not that exciting, but it did help, of course. 128 materials from the Metal Detector, 10k damage from the Incendiary Turret, but it was also good for the Fried Rice, which helps a lot. And looks like that's it for economy items. So that is how I recommend playing the arms dealer. Be careful with your rerolls and judicious with what items you buy, and make sure that you've got your weapons set up appropriately for the given wave. You can do that by locking them in advance or by hard rolling for good weapons if you happen to need them. But most of the time, you should just be playing with whatever weapons the shop gives you, as long as it's enough to kill the enemies. Doesn't matter if you overkill enemies, as long as you can clear the wave, you're doing just fine. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed that look at the arms dealer, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm, and so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.